Hi there, my name is Doug, a developer here at RSVP Services. In this tutorial we're going to go over how to add columns to your guest list. On the left hand side of your screen you'll see the columns that currently exist in your guest list, and on the right hand side of the screen you will see the different column types that you can add to your guest list. Let's go ahead and briefly go over what each column type does. The first type of column, a text column, is the most basic type of column and will simply allow you to add any kind of information you want for each guest. The second type of column, a drop-down list column, will allow you to add information to each guest from a selection of options that you will set up. The third type of column, a drop-down list with numbers, will allow you to store numeric information about your guest. And the last two types of columns, the checkbox list column and a radio button list column, is very similar to the drop-down list text column above, allowing you to add information for each guest from a group of different options. Before we add any new columns to the guest list, let's go ahead and cover the properties that are available for each column type. Just go ahead and click on the Properties button next to the first column in your guest list. The first property available is the column label. As you can see here in the first column, our label is the name of guest, and this is simply the heading that will appear at the top of the column. The second property allows you to display a total of all numbers that will appear in this column if you need to see totals. The next property allows you to connect the column to an actual question in the online RSVP form that you'll set up when building your RSVP web page. You also have the option to set up this association from the RSVP web form builder, and we actually recommend that that's where you fill out this property. The final property will allow you to hide the column from view in your actual guest list, and you will still see input fields for this column when you're using the add or edit form. But within the guest list itself, the column will remain hidden. Now all the columns in the toolbox are going to have the same properties that we just covered, but in addition, the drop-down list and the checkbox and radio button list will have one additional property. Let's go ahead and drag over a drop-down list so we can go over this property. Okay, we now have a new column in our guest list. Let me go ahead and fill out the label real quick. And we'll call this column Events Attending. Now the next property we'll want to change to yes so we can see a total for each event. That'll be listed as an option. And then we will actually add some options. This is the one new property that we have not covered yet. Here you want to enter separately each of the different options that will be available for this column in the guest list. Let's type in ceremony, reception, and going away party. There. Okay, so when you are finished adding columns to your guest list and adjusting the properties in your guest list, you want to click the Finish button. Your guest list will be reloaded, and now as you can see we have a name of guests column, a number attending column, and an events attending column. So let's go ahead and click on the Add a Guest button in the top left corner. And now you'll see in the form to add a new guest, there's a drop-down box for the new column, and the three options that we added here when you click the select box. I'm going to go ahead and add myself quickly to the guest list. And really I should have used a checkbox area, which would have allowed the guest to select more than one of these options. But let's just go ahead and move forward so you can see how it appears in your guest list. Okay, so now as you can see there's one entry in the guest list, and if you look on the left hand side of your page in the total box, you'll see that it's been updated with the new totals. And that's it. If you'd like to watch additional tutorials on how to use the RSVP Services reservation system, visit our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/RSVP Services. Thanks for watching.